All right, so turn your calculators on, and I'm going to show you real quick, and I want everybody to see this because I'm going to go through a couple of things real quick, and this will help you. First and foremost, if I want to convert a fraction to a decimal, I take the numerator and divide it by the denominator. So if I want to know 3/4 as a decimal, I can just take the numerator, divide it by the denominator, and your calculator will spit out the decimal. But you might be saying to yourself, well, that's great, Mr. Adams. How do I take a decimal and convert it to a fraction? Hit the math button. I've got two options here. If I have a fraction and I want to convert it to a decimal, I hit this one. But if I have a decimal and I want to convert it to a fraction, I'm going to hit this one. So watch this. When I hit that, I'm really saying 0.75 and calculate it as a fraction. So I hit enter. Puts it back as a fraction, 3/4. Give me a decimal that you want to convert to a fraction. Yes. 0.25. So if I say 0.25, what's the button I hit next? Math. Then I want to convert it to a fraction. Option number 1. Boom. Now, let's challenge ourselves. I'm going to say 3.28. And I want to convert that to a fraction, so I'm going to hit math. And I'm going to hit fraction. And I get 82/25. Well, that's an improper fraction, and I want it as a mixed number. So let me show you how to switch that to a mixed number real quick. Hit math again. Go all the way over to the fraction menu, and you would choose option 4. And it changes it to a mixed number. Okay? Does that make sense? Yes. A repeating decimal is a little trickier. I will say this to you. There isn't an easy way to do that. I think there's one question where you have 0.27 repeating, right? 1.27 repeating. There isn't an easy way to do that on the calculator. If I do this thing here, where I convert that to a fraction, I'm going to get a really weird, oh no, I did it. You just have to make sure that you go so many spaces. You got to repeat that 27 several times. Now, 14/11 is not necessarily the answer, is it? We want that as a mixed number, correct? So how do I convert that to a mixed number? Yeah? Well, yeah, or if we're in a hurry, we just hit the math button and go down to the last option. This is saying take an improper fraction and turn it into a mixed number and vice versa. Boom. It's 1 3/11. See how I did that? The important thing, though, is with those repeating decimals, you got to repeat that sequence several times. How many times did I do that? 4, 5, 8 times? And then the calculator knows, oh, this is a repeating decimal. Okay, any other questions about fractions and decimals? One other thing I want to show you. If I say 5 times 5 times 5, what's that equal? 125, correct? Now, what's the shortcut for 5 times itself 3 times? Can I say 5 raised to the 3rd power? Yeah. Now, what's the inverse of that? If 5 cubed is 125, and I want to find the cube root of 125, I have to hit math. See how I have the cube root here? You see that? Option number 4. Hit enter. Enter in 125. Now, what do you think the answer will be when I hit enter? 5. Very good. Okay. That's it. That's all I got. Good job, guys.